Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Jennifer.
Welcome to Psychology of Everyday Success, brought to you by the Owens Group. Today's topic is overcoming loneliness and isolation. So let's talk for a second about a guy named Joe. Joe is not actually his real name, but he's a sort of a conglomeration of several people who I've known as clients and way in the past. Joe was a client who experienced depression and anxiety. He was in his early 30s. He was single with no children. Uh, he worked in the financial services industry, owned his own home, and did very well financially. He had a supportive mother, father, and sister that lived about 4 hours away in another state. According to Joe, he had no friends. He worked 60 hours per week at his job, sometimes more. He lived alone with his cat Fluffy, and he spent most of his free time playing video games. Does that sound familiar? Well, even
Mhm.
though he had a lot of things going right for him in his life, he was lonely and felt isolated most of the time. Joe believed that if he could just find the right woman who could be his girlfriend and maybe even someday his wife, the loneliness would go away and he would feel like he could really enjoy his life. Well, the problem was Joe was socially awkward and experienced social anxiety whenever around people in social settings. So his loneliness grew until eventually he was taken out the garbage one day and he noticed that he drank 2 bottles of wine and 24 beers within a 48-hour period. This scared him and he reached out for help. Good for him, right?
Yeah.
Joe is not unlike a lot of people who experience the deep pain of loneliness and isolation, but don't really know what to do with it, how to help themselves, how to overcome their loneliness. That's really what we want to talk about today, overcoming loneliness and isolation. Yeah.
Hmm. So
So,
I have a
Jen,
few.
yeah, go
Uh-huh.
ahead. Go ahead.
I have a few loneliness statistics. Over 60% of adults in the United States report feeling lonely.
Mm,
Young adults between the ages of 18 and 22 are the loneliest age group. The number of people who live alone has increased by 30% in the last few decades.
wow.
Older adults who experience loneliness are more likely to develop depression and dementia. People who feel socially isolated are more likely to engage in unhealthy behaviors like smoking and drinking alcohol excessively. Social media use is associated with increased feelings of loneliness and depression, which we all can expect. Men are more likely than women to report feeling lonely, but women are more likely to seek help for their loneliness.
Wow.
And so, what is driving our loneliness? Screen time.
Mm,
Globally, people average 6 hours and 58 minutes of screen time per day. Daily screen time is has increased by nearly 50%, 50 minutes per day since 2013. The average American spends 7 hours and 4 minutes looking at a screen each day.
mm.
More connection to our screens often means less meaningful connections with other people. And so this leads to as well decrease in interpersonal skills. Skills like working together as a team, demonstrating respect and views of others, even when you disagree with them, listening skills, and picking up on social cues. Emotional and social intelligence as well. The less we practice connecting with people in real life, the less skilled we become at connecting with people in real life. And social anxiety is also a factor. Social anxiety disorder is an intense anxiety or fear of being judged, negatively evaluated, or rejected on in a social performance situation. So you could be around friends, you could be around other people, but you got this fear of being judged or evaluated negatively. The less skilled we are at human connection, the more social anxiety increases, making it even harder to build and maintain quality relationships with others.
Yeah. So, how do we manage loneliness? How do we deal with it, right? Everybody's lonely every now and then. how do we go about dealing with that loneliness? So pay attention here. We really want to delve into this. First thing we want to talk about is be willing to feel uncomfortable. Be willing to feel uncomfortable. Reaching out and talking to people, connecting with people, especially people you don't know initially, can really can feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. There's no growth without discomfort. There's no growth without discomfort. In the gym, we say no pain, no gain, right? Well, in social settings, if reaching out to people and building relationship is uncomfortable for you, that's a good thing. You want to lean into that and just simply be willing to experience that for a while. But know this, that the being uncomfortable and awkward is only temporary. Once you get to know the person, once you build a relationship with them, you feel comfortable around them again, right? Your comfort zone kind of comes back. Be willing to feel uncomfortable. Know that there's no growth without discomfort. Be uncomfortable and awkward just for a short period of time. It's just temporary. And then understand that the benefits of having and enjoying healthy and happy relationships are well worth the temporary feelings of discomfort. It's worth it, guys. It's absolutely worth it. It will heal your life. Yes. So one is be willing to feel uncomfortable. Two, be willing to risk rejection. This is a big one, right, Jen? I mean, because rejection is one of the biggest reasons that I think people choose to kind of stay to themselves. I don't want to feel like somebody's going to reject me. Remember, here's what you should know. Rejection is usually not about you. Let me say that again. When you feel rejected by someone else, it's usually not about you. It's typically about the other person doing the rejecting. It's maybe they've had a bad day or a week or a month or lifetime. Maybe things have been difficult for them. Maybe they're just busy in the moment and really can't commit the kind of time and attention to you that they'd like. So it's not about you. So don't take it personally, right? Rejection can happen for a number of reasons, most of which likely have nothing to do with you.
Definitely.
Absolutely nothing to do. It's not about you. What's that saying they say sometimes? It's not me, it's you, or it's not you, it's me, whatever. But don't let the rejection get in your way. So rejection can. So the other thing is take a some will, some won't, so what approach. So when I was in sales, right, going door to door, knocking on doors and trying to sell products to people and services, what our trainers taught us was this phrase: some will, some won't, so what? Next. That's kind of the approach you have to take. Some people are going to like you. Some people are going to want to be connected to you. Some people are going to want to connect with you naturally. Some won't. That's okay. So what? Next. So kind of take that approach. The more willing you are to experience a little rejection, the more likely you are to find and maintain solid friendships. That's what we're going for. Not the people who reject us. We're looking for the people who want to connect with us. So so that's the second thing. The third thing we want to keep in mind, if dealing with your own social anxiety and you're feeling watched or negatively judged by others, remember the 16-40-60 rule. The 16-40-60. You know what that is, Jen?
No, I don't. Please
don't.
Let
me share that with you. So it goes this way. So when I was 16, I cared what people thought about me. When I was 40, I decided, you know what? I don't care what people think about me. But when I turned 60, I realized ain't nobody thinking about me. They're all thinking about themselves, right? So remember the 16-40-60 rule. That really
did you make that up?
Huh? No, I think I stole that from somebody. But when you start to get to the place where you feel like people are judging you, they're watching you, they're concerned about you. No, they really aren't. The vast majority of the time, they're thinking about themselves and what's going on in their own lives. So don't let that stop you from connecting with people. So 4, make a game out of making friends and have fun with it. Right? Jen sometimes cringes when we go out to dinner because I always introduce myself to the wait staff. I think it's just the right thing to do, right? And sometimes we have fun with that, right? We play with each other, and I like to just see how many people I can, just get connected to, and have fun with it. We make a game out of it. Some people, I've had a few, especially in New York, I've had a few people go, "Oh my God, he's talking to me. Why is he talking to me?" But otherwise, most of the time, people are excited that somebody recognizes them and they want to connect with them. So make a game out of making friends and have fun with it. For example, see how many times you can just walk up to and start a brief conversation with a complete stranger and wish them well as you leave, ending the conversation. Now, make sure that you're in a public environment that is safe for everyone involved, maybe like a restaurant or a park or something like that. But play with it, have fun with it. 5, look for needs you can help to meet in other people and offer help.
I like that.
Needs you can look for needs that for people who need help and offer help. From this, a close friendship could develop. What'd you say, Jen?
I just said I like it because,
Yeah,
it's real.
yeah, definitely. People will almost always, if they really are a genuine need, and you don't look crazy approaching them, they'll accept they'll accept you. So those are some things that you can kind of keep in mind to do, and pursue those friendships. So this kind of concludes our program today, but we invite you to join us again next time at Psychology of Everyday Success on the radio on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern via internet radio. Just go to urbanenterprisestulsa.com and click on Stream Urban Radio Online. For more in-depth experience, find us on Facebook by searching Psychology of Everyday Success Network. We would love to have you become a part of our community. Yeah?
Yes.
We are the Psychology of Everyday Success, helping you to become your best self so that you can live your best life.
Best life.
Join us.